Prophet Musa was a very important prophet. He spoke to God, receiving divine guidance and wisdom. His life and mission were filled with extraordinary events that shaped the course of history. God chose Musa to lead the Israelites out of bondage and into freedom. His leadership was marked by unwavering faith and courage. The Israelites were enslaved in Egypt, enduring harsh conditions and relentless oppression under the rule of the Pharaoh. Musa's life was full of amazing events, from his miraculous survival as an infant to his pivotal role in leading his people to freedom. Musa was born at a time when the Israelites were greatly oppressed, living under the harsh decrees of the Pharaoh, who feared their growing numbers. The Pharaoh feared their growing numbers, believing they could rise against him. His fear led to a cruel decree. He ordered all newborn Israelite boys to be killed, hoping to curb their population and maintain control over them. Musa's mother, in an act of desperate love and faith, hid him in a basket to save him from the Pharaoh's decree. She placed the basket among the reeds by the riverbank, praying for his safety and trusting in God's protection over her precious child. The Pharaoh's daughter found baby Musa floating in a basket among the reeds by the riverbank. She was moved by the sight of the helpless infant and decided to take him in as her own. She raised him in the palace, surrounded by the luxuries and splendor of Egyptian royalty. Musa grew up with the finest education and training, unaware of his true origins. As he matured, Musa became a respected member of the royal household, living a life of privilege and comfort. Yet deep within, he felt a sense of unease, a feeling that he did not truly belong. One day, he learned about his Israelite roots. The revelation was shocking and life-changing, shaking the very foundation of his identity. He saw an Egyptian soldier mistreating an Israelite, a sight that filled him with anger and a newfound sense of justice. Musa intervened, killing the soldier in a fit of rage. This act of defiance marked a turning point in his life. Fearing retribution, Musa fled Egypt to escape punishment. He journeyed through the harsh desert, leaving behind the only life he had ever known. He found refuge in Midian, a remote village where he could start anew. There, he built a new life, far from the reach of the Pharaoh. Years later, while tending to his flock, God spoke to Musa through a burning bush. This divine encounter would change the course of his destiny. God commanded him to return to Egypt, to confront the Pharaoh and demand the freedom of the Israelites. His mission was to free the Israelites from slavery, to lead them to a land promised by God. Musa returned to Egypt and confronted the Pharaoh, standing boldly in the royal court. He demanded the release of his people. The Pharaoh, stubborn and unyielding, refused to let the Israelites go. In response, God sent plagues to soften the Pharaoh's heart. Each plague was a powerful sign, a divine message that could not be ignored. The stubborn Pharaoh refused to free the Israelites. Finally, after the 10th plague, Pharaoh relented. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. The Pharaoh and his army chased after them. They reached the Red Sea, seemingly trapped. God commanded Musa to strike the water with his staff. The Red Sea parted miraculously. A dry path appeared. The Israelites walked across the seabed. The water formed walls on either side, protecting them. The Pharaoh's army followed the Israelites into the parted sea. The sight was both terrifying and awe-inspiring as the mighty Egyptian forces with their chariots and horses pursued relentlessly. The Israelites, led by Musa, moved forward with faith, trusting in God's promise of deliverance. When the Israelites safely reached the other side, God commanded Musa to raise his staff again. With unwavering faith, Musa obeyed, lifting his staff high above the waters. The moment was charged with divine power and anticipation. The waters crashed down, drowning the pursuing Egyptians. The once parted sea now became a tumultuous force, swallowing the chariots and soldiers. The Egyptians' cries were drowned by the roaring waves, marking the end of their pursuit. The miraculous escape at the Red Sea was a pivotal moment. The sea, which had been a barrier, became a symbol of divine intervention and protection. The calm that followed was a stark contrast to the chaos that had just ensued. It marked the Israelites' liberation from slavery. Their joy was uncontainable as they celebrated their newfound freedom. The shore became a place of jubilation, where songs of praise and gratitude filled the air. This event strengthened their faith in God and Musa. The people gathered in prayer, their hearts filled with reverence and thankfulness. They recognized the divine hand that had guided and protected them. They realized God's power and his commitment to protecting them. The awestruck faces of the Israelites reflected their deepened faith and understanding of God's might and mercy. The story of the parting of the Red Sea continues to inspire people. It is a testament to the power of faith and the miracles that can happen when one trusts in a higher power. It reminds us of God's power and the importance of faith. The vast, tranquil sea serves as a lasting symbol of the divine promise and the enduring strength of belief.